Welcome back, you all. I'm Tracy Murph, Child Development Faculty at Wallace Community College, Sparks Campus. In this episode, we're going to be learning about thinking and concept formation. At one time, educators believed that critical thinking was possible only for older students or exceptionally bright younger children. Today, however, we know that young children use all of the same processes involved in adult thinking. They question and sense problems, locate information, see relationships between ideas and things, and organize and summarize information, and also reach conclusions. After reviewing all of this week's content, you should be able to explain how teachers plan authentic experiences that will foster children's thinking. Describe how teachers foster higher level thinking processes. And explain concept formation and why it is an important part of the social studies. So join me, Mrs. Murph, as we learn all about thinking and concept formation. Objective 1, explain how teachers plan authentic experiences that will foster children's thinking. Observe children at play, and you will find that they ask independently questions and they sense problems. Play is the cornerstone not only of a child's social emotional development, but also their cognitive development. The more a child uses imagination and make-believe props and situations, the more the child's ability to think in the abstract and use symbols increases. Teachers can foster children's thinking in the preschool and primary classroom by providing children with meaningful, integrated, and interesting firsthand experiences that involve others and require language. The younger the child, the greater the need is for firsthand sensory experiences. Through these sensory experiences, children absorb information about the nature of their world. Young children are in the process of developing a knowledge base housed in their long-term memories. As children encounter new experiences and events, they will draw on this knowledge base, or we call that their prior knowledge, and react to them. The more their knowledge base grows, or the more their prior knowledge grows, the greater their ability to explain new events and experiences with more complexity and react to them are more successful. Therefore, teachers must provide children with a wide variety of rich experiences with which to build this foundational knowledge base. Experiences to foster thinking must involve others. Throughout the day, while working in centers, arguing on the playground, or discussing a story in the classroom, children are expected to interact freely, talking, discussing, arguing, and negotiating. Through these naturally occurring interactions, especially when playing, children are challenged to adjust their egocentric thought, assimilating and accommodating different points of view. Experiences make the need for language real and necessary. Children not only speak about what they're doing, their speech and action are part of one and the same complex psychological function. Through talking, arguing, discussing, listening, reading, and writing, children clarify and expand on their experiences. Experiences and activities give children something to talk about. As children think about their experiences, they develop images, feelings, and ideas about them. Expression can take any number of forms. Children may draw or paint a picture about their experience, describe it in a dance, tell about it in words, or dictate or write down their ideas. Objective 2, describe how teachers foster higher level thinking processes. Setting the stage for thinking is necessary but not sufficient. Teachers also need to recognize and foster the processes involved in thinking. Fostering the thinking processes of questioning and sensing problems, locating information, organizing and interpreting information, seeing relationships, generalizing and reaching conclusions can be planned through activities. Children are full of questions. Thinking begins when children themselves sense a problem and pose a question to try to understand reality. It is not always easy to think of a question. Children must have some knowledge, information, or content to sense a problem or ask a question. The teacher can simulate questioning by asking questions of their own. Questions that stimulate higher level thinking are valuable. Based on Bloom's taxonomy, questions can be categorized into applying, analyzing, creating, evaluating, remembering, and understanding. By gearing questions to these levels, teachers can model thinking skills and at the same time guide the children to higher level thinking. Objective 3. Explain concept formation and why it is an important part of the social studies. Good teaching invariably concerns itself with conceptual understanding because concepts are the basis for thinking. This means that social studies, too, is best taught through concepts. With the ability to group things into categories or to think in terms of concepts, we are freed from focusing on each isolated fact. When children have an idea or a concept, they have knowledge about how facts and pieces of information are related and interrelated. They understand something, and because they have organized the information into a concept, it holds meaning for them. Memorizing facts as isolated bits of data is meaningless. With enough drill and practice, and perhaps a lot of reinforcement, children can memorize a great deal of facts. Unfortunately, children don't have any idea or concept of what has been memorized. Teaching for concept formation leads to more learning because learning concepts is never complete. This incompleteness leads children and learners of any age to continue to want to learn more and in an attempt to complete their understanding. Thus, the social studies are best taught around concepts key to each process and discipline content area. Meaningful and conducive to future learning, the concepts considered key in each social studies discipline organize children's learning experiences. This structure is identified through concepts that are key and that define the discipline. Teachers use these key concepts or big ideas to organize and direct interactions with the children. The key concepts that relate to and connect isolated facts into a unified whole also enable teachers to organize a whole, unified, and integrated curriculum. When the focus is on big ideas, teachers not only teach facts, but teach the connection between the facts. The concepts and embedded facts have meaning. Thus, the wholeness of the child and the knowledge is honored. The social studies are social science disciplines of history, geography, economics, civics, global education, and others, or are organized around key concepts. Concept development takes place from the moment of birth through assimilation, accommodation, and adaptation. Hearing, smelling, tasting, and seeing, infants start to organize and categorize their experiences, continually seeking out and responding to their environment. The initial instincts with which infants were born, seeing, grasping, and sucking, become more complex, more coordinated, and eventually more purposeful. This process is called adaptation. Assimilation and accommodation are the processes that make adaptation possible. Concepts cannot be taught. They can only be constructed by each individual. Teachers can nurture concept formation by providing a rich environment and conditions that will foster the development of fully formed, accurate, and complete concepts of social studies. Teaching must be matched to a child's development and personal experiences. So now let's review what we've learned. Organizing the social studies around the skills of thinking and concept formation is essential. Thinking, a continuous process, begins when the curriculum is organized around children's experiences with the world and their play. Through play, children sense problems and begin to question. Teachers then use these questions and problems to encourage children to locate information, organize data, interpret data, and reach conclusions. The questions asked by teachers are also a powerful aid to foster thinking. Teaching for thinking is also teaching for concept formation. Teachers identify key ideas or concepts from which each of the social science disciplines, then use these to organize children's learning experiences. Knowledge of each child's level of understanding and the concepts is necessary to plan experiences that will foster children's thinking and concept formation. So that wraps us up for this episode. You can always learn more about this topic by reviewing the resources posted in your course. And always, if you have any questions, please contact me and I'll be happy to help. So thanks for joining me as we learned all about thinking and concept formation, and I'll see you next time.